Alright, so let's get started with the study of the principle of recursion. We will see that the recursion is a concept very closely connected with the principle of mathematical induction. If you recall from the previous part in the principle of mathematical induction, when we wanted to prove a propositional function to be true, we did basically two steps. The first step was proving that the propositional function is true for some small value of n, for n equals 0 or n equals 1 typically. And then the second step was an assumption about the propositional function being true for a given value of n equals k, and then using this idea to prove the propositional function to be true for one higher value of n. In the recursion, the idea is very similar, except that here we start from the description of an object in terms of itself. So in other words, we have an object which is usually can be possibly complicated object, and by object we really mean here a discrete structure, for example a sequence, function, or a set, and we can define it recursively in terms of itself if we can express that sequence, function, or set in terms of a smaller version of itself. Okay, so it's kind of similar with the principle of mathematical induction, except that now we are not building up things, but actually we are trying to express an object as a split of itself, a smaller version of itself, and some additional term.